What's up, man? How's your day
What's
going?
up? Good.
It's
Good,
good to
good.
hear. It's good to hear. Are audio levels all good?
Yeah, audio's
Lighting all
good.
good?
We're good to go.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Hell yeah. Good. I'm glad you got a mic and headset too. Works out great.
Oh yeah, I had to. I even tested this out last night on Omegle just to make sure, and I realized my lighting was shit, so I got this little cheap $20 ring light, and it's perfect.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah, I'm sure you can see it in the TV right there.
Yeah, that's fine. Good for you, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, because when people have lights on in the back behind them, but not one on their face, the camera is like always trying to focus behind them and shit.
Oh yeah, like I just had my ceiling fan light on, and it was not cutting it.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, the overhead lights. I tried this one when we first started, or when I first started doing like live streams and shit in here. And it's like, especially when I would wear a hat, like all this was dark. you know, like what the fuck? How do I fix this? And I was like, duh, get a ring light.
Yeah, I'm saying it clips straight onto my laptop screen. It's
Hell
perfect.
yeah,
It's got a little fucking control panel as well, so I
yeah,
can
that's what I got.
adjust this shit.
Look, mine's hanging on the GSG 9.
Ooh,
I mean ARP 9.
you got a little bit better setup than I do, but
It's
you've
just
been doing
hanging
this
on that
longer.
shit. Yeah. Let's see if I can get this set up again here. Yeah, there we go.
It's looking good.
Hell yeah, dude. Welcome, man.
I'm so happy to be here. Just a
Cool.
little fair warning, I'm not that used to Discord, so if I fuck something up, just let me know. I'll try to
No, you're
fix it.
great. Like this is all you got to do. Once you hit, once you get it up and running like this, we're golden.
Perfect, then.
It's
I'm
good.
ready to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, you learned in 20 seconds cuz you did great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So whatever I can do.
I love your background too. You got the flag, you got your patch wall.
Yes, sir. I tried to make it a little bit interesting. It's nothing like what Brim had with his guns up there, or even call
Oh
sign
yeah.
Lance, but I figured I had to do something.
Yeah, Lance and well, Brim's got the he's got the drum set, he's got the Halo gun, you know. It's like looks good.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, it's the best
Now
corner
what
of
is
my
that?
room I could find.
What's that draw? Is that a drawing underneath the flag there in the middle?
Yeah, that's just a drawing of the rapper Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay.
He's one of my favorite out there, so I kind of like to doodle a little bit, so I figured I'd put it up there.
Oh shit, you drew that. Nice. Now who is this?
It's a Little Uzi Vert. He's
Yeah.
a SoundCloud rapper that blew up in like 2016. Kind of makes some rage music. It's not for everyone, but he's one of my favorites.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
Like I said, it's not for everyone, but if you
Hey,
like it, then let me know. I'll
dude,
put you on to some bangers.
my music is like my taste in music is really really broad. So
Okay.
like, when I put my for Amazon Music whatever, it makes like a soundtrack based on all the songs you've ever listened to through that app or whatever.
Hmm.
So it'll go. It's funny because it'll go from Pantera, right, like Cowboys from Hell, to a praise and worship song, and then it'll go to Ministry, which is like a heavy metal kind of industrial punk rock kind of I guess industrial sound or whatever. But
That's what's up.
oh yeah, and then it'll go to like a '50s song, or Elvis, or it's all over the fucking place, man.
That
So
sounds like my brother. He likes so we call it dad music, just whatever was popular in like the 90s, like early
right,
2000s around then. So we'll listen to that like oh, who knows, like Blink 182, that type beat.
right.
But yeah, I'm all over the place. I mainly like rap, but I do have a couple playlists for other things. Like I really like Foo Fighters, just shit
Oh
like that.
shit. Okay. Hell yeah. Well, I was watching some of your videos on your YouTube channel, and your intro music and stuff like that. And I gotta say, man, the one of them I watched. I don't know if it was your most recent video or not, but the very end, it was like the end of the end. You put that little clip from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
where he's like, "What? You're still here? What? Why are you? Go home." I was like, "This is awesome."
It just came to mind because normally once I have the outro, it's just kind of done. But then I wanted to throw in some funny moments, just some bloopers from when I was recording, and I was like, well, I don't know if I want to put them before or after the outro. And then the idea came to my mind, and I love it when stuff like that comes together, which just
Yeah,
comes
it
together like
was
that.
cool. Hell yeah. Now that was the I think it was the review on the 50 cal, the
Yes,
Desert Eagle,
sir.
right?
It was the review for the Desert Eagle 50 AE, which I got just right here.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
we
like
had that exact one, and we had the same issues you had in the video with the selector switch and misfeeds because it looked like it wasn't shooting all the BBs.
it would
Ours was
like
doing the same
misfire every
thing.
once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like that and like the hop up is such a bitch to get to.
Dude.
I got it just for fun.
Yeah, I know. Well, we got it in one of the mystery boxes, and then we were like, "Oh, this is cool," but it's not really practical to use on the field. Now, the hater is a kind of an awkward, kind of shaped gun. I don't know if you ever seen. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah,
The
yeah, they're made by Elite Force.
yes. So it's the revolver looking. Looks almost like something out of Gears of War, and but it shoots really good. So it's my son. One of my sons actually used that as his sidearm when they go. So he found a holster. He got the holster for it and everything, and he likes using that. But it's consistent. It doesn't misfeed or whatever.
They got those rings, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not even like the shells that are annoying.
Exactly. Well, we
My
have one of the
brother,
shells one too. Not the hater,
okay.
but the a different revolver.
My brother has one of those Dan Wessons. It's the ones that take the shells, and it's CO2 in
Uh,
the grip, so it shoots hard as hell. Like
yeah.
we'll take it out to the field, and he definitely has a minimum engagement distance. I know
Yeah.
Bing is like if you're under a jewel with your pistol, then you can shoot anyone however close you want. But yeah, he had to stay back if he wanted to use it.
Yeah. I'm
It's
trying to
pretty cool.
think
Just
what uh,
or go ahead.
one of the videos we did reviews. It was a old western style pistol that we got in a mystery box. We did a review on it, and it was like it had the individual shells. So you had to push the BB into the end of the shell or whatever. Which it's cool. It's a cool effect because you load the shells into the cylinder. But yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it's not practical on the field.
Oh, not at all. And at least the one that we have, you know how you can kind of hit the rod or whatever, and the shells should all fly out.
Yeah.
Ours doesn't do that, so we have to shake it. So it can be
Oh yeah.
annoying as fuck.
Yeah, definitely. And this one, ours had it was each it had that push rod that would eject the shell, but it would only do one at a time. So the cylinder only opened like very little, just enough for one shell to be exposed. So when you loaded it, turn it, load it, turn it, load it, and then when you eject it, turn it, eject it. But it was
That's
CO2 as
too
well.
ridiculous for me.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't do that.
It's a wall hanger. It's something you put in like and one of those old western uh, leather belts, with the holster, and have all the rounds stuck in the on the belt, and then just hang it on the wall.
Fucking fan that shit and just
We
play.
actually did fan the hammer. Yeah, we did that in the and it worked. It worked,
How
but
accurate were you though?
fucking all over the place. No, but it was shooting pretty hot too. It was a CO2. The video actually, I put tons of effects, sound effects and stuff. So I put this like overlay, like I made it look old western, like an old western movie,
Yeah, like a
and
filter or something.
yeah, filter. And so Colton, he bought this when we were prepping for this thing. He bought this T-shirt that's like real thin and it's like tight and like stretchy material. and it has like the graphic of like the old western like leather vest, you know, like the cowboy vest. And then he bought this
Okay.
little hat, and we had this. I think he bought it too, actually. One of those little broomstick horses for like little kids, you know, with the horse head on it. So the beginning of the video, he's running through the backyard, and I've got that old western music playing from you know, some of these old movies. So he's running, and I put the horse gallop sound in it. So he runs all the way, you know, all the way up to me where I'm filming, and then he stops really fast, and he says, you know, he's, I think, what did he call himself? Six Shooter Scooter is what his name was. And I'm trying to think. Chris, that's my other son. He's on the channel. He was a bandit. What was he called? Um, anyway, so we made up a bunch of names and did all this whole. It was like a skit, you know, to do this review on this gun. But it was fun, you know.
That sounds hilarious. You're gonna have to link me that.
Yeah.
I'm new to your channel. Lance, he put me on to you guys after
Okay.
he did your first podcast. He DM'd me. He's like, "Yeah, I just went on this podcast with this guy Trifecta Airsoft. I gave him your information, and then it's been wraps from there." But so shout
Yeah.
out call sign Lance for putting me
Yeah.
on.
Shout out Lance and Brim.
All the Bing guys.
Yeah, and Bing. You know,
Yes,
the
sir.
airsoft field.
If you're in St. Louis area, feel free to pop out.
Right. Now you play at Extreme as well, right? You guys are close
Yeah.
to Extreme.
So not really. So I live in the middle of Illinois. So there is
Okay.
nothing really near me. Bing is one of the closest. They're an hour and a half away. Extreme is about an hour 40. I know Wildcat Paintball is closer to me, so I want to try them out. And then kind of stuff more north of Illinois, like Pekin area, if you know where that is. They have a
Mm-mm.
paintball park. It has like, I think they have Nuketown or firing range from the old Call of Duty. So I really
Oh
want to go
shit.
try that out. It sounds sick as hell.
Oh, that's cool. Now, did you meet Lance at the field?
No, actually, I've never met him in person. We've only talked
Okay.
online. I'm sure I've seen him there, and we just never. This is before we did anything,
Right.
but I've only been going to Bing for about. It's coming up on a year now. So
Okay. Is that when you first started playing, like seriously, or?
no, so I kind of got into it when I was around 12 years old. Then there was this place only 20 minutes away from me back in the day when I was 13. I went there for my birthday party, and then it's been wraps ever then. So I think it was 2014. So I've been
Okay.
coming up on 8 years around.
Damn. Nice.
So I played there for about it's about 2018 when they closed down. And I also
Mm.
worked there as well. And like I said, it was
Okay.
only 20 minutes away, so I miss that so much. I I hate driving an hour and a half. Like I'll
Oh
do
no
it,
shit.
but I hate that, especially if I'm alone. It's
Right.
awful.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it's just like a little too far for, you know, playing or whatever.
If it was
I've
like
I've
40 minutes, I'd be not shit. But
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Anything like 30 to 40 minutes seems like okay, it's no big deal. It's like kind of what I drive to work or whatever. But yeah, hour and a half. It's a long, getting kind of long for like a 1 day event.
hmm hmm and then I mean, it's not that bad for a day trip. Me and my buddies, we've been planning on going spending the night in like Edwardsville, maybe a weekend or so, because we want to hit up like the night game that they have on Bings on Fridays. Only problem
Okay.
is they're from 5 to 12, and I get off work on Fridays at 5, so I'd have to
Oh,
then drive an hour and a half there, probably play till 12, then drive an hour and a half back. So
yeah.
I want to pop out at some point, but it's kind of hard.
Right. Huh. So what is what'd you say Edwardsville? Is that where
So
Bing is?
Edwardsville, Illinois, it's not the furthest south Illinois. It's so say around here is like Cape Girardeau, Carbondale area. Edwardsville's right here. Then I'm like right up here.
Oh shit.
So that's where Bing shop is. It's in Edwardsville. It's pretty
Oh,
much on campus for the most part. But it's nice because that's only an hour away from me, and that's on the way. The shop's like an hour 10. So we'll go
Gotcha.
there, kind of stretch our legs, go get some PBs, grenades if we need it, and then it's only 20 minutes drive to the field. So
Oh,
that
okay.
helps it a bit. But
Right. Yeah, it seems like it would.
do you
Okay.
ever have plans on going out and playing? I know you really haven't.
Right. Yeah. I don't have set plans yet, but I'm looking forward to playing one day.
Okay, okay. You got to pull out some badass shit too. You can't. I don't know if the
Dude,
ARP
I'm
9
getting
is gonna
the
cut it.
no, no, no. I'm getting a minigun.
Like Jimbo from the South Park episode.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna get. I want to get a juggernaut suit and find an event to be, a juggernaut for the day. So the guys, I've done a podcast with them. If you haven't heard of them, check them out. Gibbers Plays Airsoft is his YouTube
I
channel,
haven't. I'll check them out though.
and then Shot Tactics. Um, so both those guys, they're up in North Carolina, not maybe like an hour and a half from me. Um, no, they're well a little farther, whatever, a couple hours. But they play at a field that they do like a juggernaut kind of thing or whatever at that field, I guess, quite often, or can. So yeah, I'm originally my plan was well, this just came up like 3 months ago, to go up there and play with them in September, because they're going to have some kind of special event or whatever. So maybe that's when I'll play.
I'll be looking forward to it. One thing I'll know, I've never played as a Juggernaut, but there's been a guy at Bang who they kind of built a kit around it, and they have one of those. It's like the HPA minigun or the
Yeah.
AEG. It's not the I forget which one it is, but I was
Okay.
talking to him after one of the rounds, and he said the worst thing was his neck and his fingers that got shot to
Gotcha.
hell. Because it was one of those like where he can take as many bullets as he can. Like there's just like a little plate on his chest or something. You just gotta
Okay.
shoot that for him to switch teams, so he's never really dead. So I know I was
Right.
shooting him a lot.
Well, that's what the video that I saw with these guys, uh, they had done, and you'll find it on their channel when you go check them out. Uh, they did a birthday party kind of event for one of the guys, one of their friends there, and the friend whose birthday it was dressed. He had a juggernaut suit, so he was in a juggernaut suit, but he didn't have a weapon. So the game was he had to carry one cupcake in each hand and make it from one end to the other with these cupcakes without dropping them or getting destroyed or something like that. It's really funny. It's a good video,
That
but
sounds so much fun.
it's it's a cool video too, because they have so Gibbers and John, who's Shot Tactics, his channel. They were all using cameras, helmet, scope cam, all that kind of shit. And then I think that's the event that Gibbers had a drone he was flying around. And then I think each of them have one of those i360 cams. You know what I'm talking about? Have
Are
you seen
those like
those?
the ones that like kind of like the shot tracker ones, or describe them to me?
It's one of those that, as it's recording everything all the way around, just like
Oh, so
those.
like 360.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like this, like all everywhere. And I guess when you go into edit, you can just move it around to pick whatever angle you want for that video, that part of the video. So they had all these different, videos to put together, and they shared them. So Gibbers and John shared their videos with each other, so they could switch between all these different angles and the drone footage and shit. It was a really cool video. But yeah, so you'll have to check it out over there. But anyway, yeah, when I go, I want to go as a juggernaut and run a HPA minigun. So
That sounds like so much fun. I've never been lucky enough to shoot one or even hold one, but
same.
that's gotta be one of my dream airsoft guns. Just fuck practicality,
Yep,
fuck like hop ups, inner barrels. I'm just trying to rain some BBs.
that's it. the So a couple of podcasts I did. one with Hell Yeah Airsoft. Uh, I asked him at the end. I was like, okay, so let's pretend you got 25 grand from a scratch off or something. What are you doing with what airsoft equipment are you buying first? And he was like, oh, I really want this one thing, but it's always out of stock. And I was like, everything's in stock, right? We're just dreaming here. What are you getting? And he was like, he didn't even hesitate. He was like, minigun, minigun. And I think I did that with Brim and Lance, and one of them said minigun as well. So that's mine as well.
It's got to be up there. I mean, if you got 25,000 to throw away, I
Right,
mean, I have to get one. I'd have to.
for sure.
I'd be disappointed in someone else for not getting one. So I'd have to.
Yeah, those are cool. I want one of the. I don't want to have to carry the whole. Carry it the whole time. I want one of those rigs that go over your shoulders, like a strap or something that it sits on. Jesus, that it sits on. Kind of like a swivel that
Just
holds the weight of it.
be a standing turret. That'd be cool as hell.
Right. I could just do one hand. Just kind of like walk and move it back and forth like that.
Being nonchalant, just not giving a care in the world, but just ruining some 12-year-old's birthday party.
I mean, you don't have to watch the gun at all. You just like, hey, brrr, endless BBs.
Like as leisurely as you're like blow drying some leaves out your way or something like that.
Exactly.
I don't know. You weren't creative with that. I was just thinking pay some kid $5 to hold it when I got tired or something like that.
Right.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Now, how did you get into airsoft? What your buddies got you into it, or?
actually, so when I was around 11, 12, so like around 6th grade, the wave in my school for guys was to have a paintball birthday party,
Gotcha.
and I had it when I was 12. I thought it was all right. It was pretty cruddy field. It was on the back of this random church. So it was just some inflatables enclosed in a net. But
Okay.
I thought it was all right. But then I started to find YouTube videos of airsoft, like old Scout the Doggy videos. I'm talking like Optic Thunder from fucking
Oh
Evike or some shit
shit.
like that.
Yeah.
So I found that, heard we had a local field like 20 minutes away. There used to be a shop that sold some airsoft guns. They pretty much just sell like RC cars and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Went there, picked up one of those G&G combat machines for my birthday, and then it's been wraps ever since.
Nice. Okay. Did you guys have a group that you play with?
At
Like,
first, it was so I had a buddy whose older brother was kind of into it. We went a couple times. I'd bring some friends to it, bring my brother, but I was always the one who was primarily into it. And luckily, right now, I'm finding some buddies who are almost as much into it as me. Not almost. Some as much, some not as much. But I'm just blessed to have plenty of buddies to go out there, some good people. Even if I'm just by myself, there's always a great crowd.
yeah,
Excuse me, but yeah.
that's cool. Hell yeah. Now, what led you into starting your own YouTube channel?
So, like I said, I would go hang out with my buddies. We just go do it to hang out, get shot, just fuck around, shoot each other, and we'd always have a great time. And I noticed there was kind of a lack of like funny moments stuff on YouTube. And I was like, I can do that. That shit's not hard. I've been editing somewhat like my whole life, so I just pretty much combined two hobbies, and it's been so much fun.
So there's speaking of the funny moments thing. So you have like I think it's part of your intro where somebody is trying to walk up a hill, or no, somebody's laying on the ground on the like a dirt road, rolling around, and then there's another scene where somebody's trying to walk up a hill in the woods and falling like slipping forward. Is that you, or is that
Yeah,
somebody you
it's
play?
me.
Okay.
The old field we used to go to, the ref, he would walk around and record every once in a while, and I found those videos like 2 years ago, and I thought they're
Oh shit.
hilarious, so I threw them together, and
Hell yeah.
it's perfect outro. Way to set the mood, just let people know like we're not being serious over here.
Right.
Just trying to have a good time and just be a little silly.
Yeah, man. Well, there's so many videos out there of gameplay videos that are like pretty fast paced, intense, all that kind of stuff. And most of our channel was just unboxings. We didn't have a lot of gameplay, you know. So we had unboxings and reviews on the stuff that we got in the boxes, and that's the majority of our channel. And then I started taking kind of all the mess ups, you know, the outtakes and you know, bloopers and shit, and making some of that stuff. And I was doing that separately. And then later on, as we kind of, you know, had more videos and more filming and editing, and I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna leave it all in there the way it is. Like I stopped cutting it and was just like, let it go. And sometimes, you know, we'd have little live stream things like out in the back, and I was like, man, a lot of people like this. Like, because in the beginning I was really trying to like edit, you know, oh, I'm gonna do this, and you know, kind of like a movie, you know. And it just kind of like that learning thing. When you start editing, you're like, oh, I can do this, and I can add sound effects here, and I can, you know. And then later on, I'm just like, I think I was getting burned out from editing because we were doing so many videos per week. And so I was editing probably 5, 6, 7 hours a day. And
Jeez.
you know, some of that time was, or probably half of that time was waiting on my computer to have the video ready. So, you know, it was kind of slow. But and the more things I would add into that video as I'm editing, my computer would just get slower and slower and slower. So it was. But anyway, I was spending a lot of time doing it. So later on, I was just like, man, fuck all this shit. You know, I'm just gonna put this video in. Let you know, I'll cut out the whatever, you know, while we're setting up kind of thing, and I'm just gonna let everything else go. Fuck it, whatever. So it just kind of, you know, and you know, a lot of them, you know, a lot of the stuff was just funny, normal stuff that I would take out and put into like a blooper thing, but it was I just left it in there. But yeah, those funny ones are good to have.
Oh, it's I'm out there to have a good time. My play style isn't good enough. I'm a bit of a bigger boy, so after a couple games, I start to get a little winded. So that first game, I will book it to wherever
Yeah,
I'm going, but that's about it. So what Brim does is he will just no matter what time of day it is, he's gunning it. So
yeah,
he will get all the amazing gameplay. I'll get some good stuff, but I honestly just like sitting back and plinking at some dudes sometimes. But it's also fun to flank around. But I'm just out there to have a good time. I don't really take it too
sure.
seriously.
Oh yeah. So you've actually played with Brim on the field?
Yeah, yeah, I've met him a couple times.
Okay.
A cool dude. We ended up just parking accidentally right next to each other at one event, and I saw his little Keith tag. I was like, Keith, and so yeah, I met him then. So it was pretty cool. But
Nice.
I probably actually ran more games with Ruby from Goldie's room.
Oh
He's
shit,
he's
yeah.
a real cool dude. I was in his Discord. I've been in there for a pretty long time, and I'll just coordinate with them when they're going. He has a friend Derek. I really like Derek. We're good. I like talking to Derek. So
Okay.
they're a good group of guys. They like to have fun, but they're a little bit more serious than I do. But it's pretty fun because when I'm with them, it's more of a challenge. So
Right. Oh
keeping
shit.
up with them and fucking people up.
I'm sorry, dude. Normally I turn my phone off. What the fuck?
Hey, you're all good. I'm feeling my phone on my thigh, just all the Discord notifications.
Oh shit.
It's I have to mute it. I'm in like the Airsoft Circle Jerk one from Reddit. I'm in
Oh
the
Jesus.
Airsoft United one, and they go all day. It's a bit ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I just lurk in there a little bit. I just self promote a little bit, but that's about it.
Sure. Yeah, Ruby. I learned about him from Lance. The first time I talked with Lance, and then found him on Instagram, started chatting with him, and then after the well, when Lance and I talked, he was talking about him, and then when he was talking about it again, this last one where I did it with where I was talking with Brim and Lance, and they were talking, you know, about Ruby and stuff, and so anyway, I've actually got a chat going with Ruby to try to, you know, for him and I to get on a podcast together. So yeah, I mean, he does podcasts and airsoft, so you know, it'd be kind of cool.
He's a high energy dude. He's fun to be around.
Hell yeah.
I helped him shoot a promo video for Battle of Kimbrough that he
Oh,
had, and
nice.
that was a blast. Just working with him, just making content. That'd be something I like to do in the future. Is maybe collaborate a little bit more. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I just like to go have fun, and if it ends up in the video, ends up in the video.
right. Now, so you play with Brim at that field. Have you met Mr. OT, or do you know? You
I'm
follow
not
him on
really
Instagram?
too aware of him. I remember you guys mentioned him when Brim was on. I need to look into him more because he sounds like a cool dude and he sounds like he does some cool shit, especially if they're vouching for him. So I'd love to check him out. So I need to. He's on the list.
Yeah. I want to say that's where Brim met him was at Bingfield, but I'm not 100% sure.
There are so many regulars that go there. I'm just now learning some of the names. Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's funny. When I did the podcast with Hell Yeah, uh, him and I actually met in person, but didn't know we were who we were basically. So I went to a mill sim with my sons and their friend a few months ago, and I got a press pass. So I'm walking around, and I bumped. I'm walking up to this group of guys, whatever, that were kind of like reloading and get ready to go back up this building. And Hell Yeah Airsoft, he was like, "Hey, you wanna?" Because I had a press pass or the press sign on and shit. He's like, "Hey, if you want to go in that building and film, I'll watch your back or whatever." So we talked for a few minutes. Uh, didn't know He didn't know I was with Trifecta Airsoft. I didn't know that he had a YouTube channel and all kind of shit. So we did a podcast not long ago, and we were talking about it because I found out because I think one of the pictures I posted on our Instagram, either right after the event, the milsim, or while we were there, and I was tagging, Third Coast Airsoft and Stonebreaker 2022 kind of thing. So and he commented on one of the pictures like, I know I met you on the field. I was the guy that said, I was like, oh shit. So when we did the podcast, we talked about it. It's funny, but and I met Tonka, call sign Tonka. If you don't follow him, check him out on Instagram. He's cool as fuck. He's in Florida, and he is like Brim, like run and gun, like all up in the shit, bro, like all day. And he puts up some really good GoPro clips on his Instagram, like from the events. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'd like to do that a little bit more. Just take some short clips and just post them on Instagram. Like I've done that with some of I don't know, some of the original content memes that I make because there's some that I'll like make myself, and then there'll be some that I just rip straight off YouTube and just plug them straight in, and they're perfect enough.
Right. Hell yeah. Yeah, I saw the one, your one video. I can't remember. Oh, it was a gameplay video. And you had like a countdown timer going when they were about to ready to go. And there was, as you're watching, it was right in the beginning of the game. It had, I forget what movie it's from, but Christian Bale. He's walking like this, whatever, in the suit. And you got this music going, and you got this, background like it's an airsoft field. It said something like me walking back to my car or something with no kills or zero kills or something. It's funny as shit.
Thank you, thank you. So, I just in the video, yeah, I think it's extreme pee pee moments. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
But some dude just says, "Are you American Psycho or something?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll have to throw in an American Psycho meme." And I saw there was a green screen of him walking, so I just found some footage of me walking where there was no one in front of me. I was just kind of standing
nice.
still a little bit, and it came out beautifully. It came out way better than I imagined it would be at first.
That's
So
cool, man.
that's always something that's nice about editing shit when it comes out better than you were expecting.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's fun. It's fun to do. We messed with the green screen for a couple months, maybe 3 months, maybe longer. I'm not sure. A lot of our unboxings, we did the green screen. Once I learned how to do the green screen stuff, I was like, "Fuck yeah, we're doing the green screen all the time, man!" And we were just sitting here at a table, right? And we had the green screen behind us, and I put in like oh yeah, this is cool. We're gonna be like sitting on the beach doing an unboxing, okay? And I'm looking at all these different. I remember this one I put. It was like a beachfront, but you were up kind of like on a cliff overlooking the beach. I was like, yeah, look at this, guys. I called them in there. They're like, that's gay as fuck. I'm like, what? I like. Come on, you don't want to use the? They're like, dude, just do something different. Do something else. I was like, okay.
Hey, I'd love to be at the beach right now.
Oh, I know, right?
If you,
Yesterday. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, forget the green screen. If you could film in any location on unboxing, where would it be? Anywhere in the world.
Oh, that's a good question, man. Where would I want to go? I always wanted to go to Australia. Um, Maybe the Serengeti. Have
Ooh,
some fucking lions and tigers and rhinos and shit running around behind you.
that would be cool as hell. But you're unboxing a fake gun. You'd have to have a real gun with you, because next thing you know, there's like a king cobra comes up on you or some
Bro,
bullshit.
I'm saying. No, we'll just have a team of guys stand around just like guarding, you know, all around while we're doing the unboxing.
Just slightly off frame, ever so slightly.
Yeah. No shit. Like real close. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. There's a really pretty place. When I was stationed in California, there's a town called La Jolla, California. It's pretty much right next to Oceanside, which is where Camp Pendleton is. And as you're driving down the Pacific Coast Highway or whatever, there's a road that kind of goes off. And it's right on the beach, basically. And as you go from Oceanside, like towards La Jolla, it kind of that's this is one of those areas where it starts kind of going up. There's a instead of the you're driving, at water level, it's there's starting to be some cliffs. You're going uphill. It's so pretty. I wouldn't mind doing it, doing unboxing on that cliff, with the ocean behind you.
Ooh,
Yeah, dude, it's so pretty there.
oceans
See,
can just be so beautiful.
they are, but the problem is, see, when I start thinking about places like Australia, right? Like if Australia wasn't, a bunch of dumbasses like they are, I mean, politicians, not Australians, but the politicians and the politics over there with, how bad they were over the lockdowns and the pandemic and the masks and the taking away their guns years ago, all that kind of bullshit. Because that kind of turns me off. Like, I don't want to go there. They're fucking Nazis, Their politicians are Nazis. And California, same thing. I'm like, what? No, but they have beautiful areas.
All right, fine. Barring any laws, because
Hmm.
you don't want to do like Nerf
I
gun
know.
unboxings or something like that.
Well, that's what I was when I asked these questions too. Like, I asked Brim. Well, I asked both of them, Lance and Brim. I said, any airsofter you could play with for a day, right? You go to the field and play with. Who's it going to be? And so what I said originally was any airsofter that you go play with and then have a beer after. Well, when I said have a beer after, that kind of fucked up Brim. He was like, well, I'm thinking about this, but I don't know if he would want to have a beer. I'm like, no, 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 don't, just forget the beer. Like, no, I don't even know why I said that. Just whoever you'd want to hang out with, right? Like, what airsofter would you want? And I'll ask you, who would you want to play with if you had choice of anybody to play with for a day? Who you running with?
That's a good question, because I don't know. I think I'd want to roll with someone who's like pretty good at it, but also would have a great time. So I'm thinking like maybe Airsoft Alphonse or Storm Airsoft. I think it'd just be fun, just cracking jokes with them the whole time, just fucking around, but still shitting on some kids. I think that'd be a whole lot of fun.
That's what I said. They asked me that same question, afterwards, and I was like, I think Airsoft Alphonse. Yeah, good sense of humor, but fucking wrecking shit with that LMG, bro.
Oh yeah, I, I, I don't know. I'd like to have an LMG at some point in the future, but I need to start lifting some more weights because those can be heavy.
Seriously. So we got Evic was doing this their BOAs like 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago. They were doing they must have had a shit ton of extra M249s and just the basic one. I can't remember. Was it SEMA Matrix? I can't remember. But anyway, we were getting so many. I think we had six at one point, 249s, and I'm not even joking, bro. It was crazy. Like every box we got, we were getting one, and there was four of us on the channel. We were all getting our own boxes. So you know every month, and sometimes twice in a month. So, but anyway, those were okay as far as the weight, because they're like half plastic. Now Chris ordered one, and I can't remember. I'm not gonna remember who makes it, but we still have it in the shed actually. It needs some work on the internals, but this thing is 100% full steel. It's like a real replica of the M249. It's fucking heavy, bro. So he took it to one game. He took it to one mil sim, 3 days, and he was fucked up. Like he could barely pick his arm. He could barely grab something to drink and lift it up to his face. He was so tired. His biceps were so tired.
Oh, I've never done one of those multi-day mill sims, but that's definitely something to do. That's something I want to do in the future. Like, I know Bing has that American Mill Sim Central Front. I couldn't make it this year, but if they have a third one, I'd love to go. It just
So
sounds like
Central
so much
Front, they
fun.
have American Milsim at Bing.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
this is the second time they've had it. I think it
Yeah.
started last year or something like that. But yeah, it's like a 2-day event. They take the whole 60-acre field, and I think they split it amongst like the six factions that they have.
Okay.
But yeah, 200. It's like $200 just for like a ticket or something like
Yeah.
that. It's it's a bit much just to go play airsoft, but I don't know if I get too much into the role play. But I don't know if I could just be like standard like UCFS or some like the American guys and all multicam.
Yeah.
I'd have to be like one of the guys and some bullshit with an AK. That sounds like so much more fun.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of. I might have heard. Somebody might have told me recently that they had, Milsims at Bing, but I couldn't remember. But yeah, that. One of the events that these guys went to, they had a third faction. Well, maybe probably a couple of them, and it really they loved it. They loved how the this third faction would like it kind of broke up the monotony of just the regular team deathmatch kind of shit. So I've heard a bunch of different people talk about how they have different scenarios with other factions. You know who's good at that too is Swamp Sniper
Yeah,
at
I've watched a couple
Ballahack.
of his videos.
Right, when he does the some of those big events, they'll have like the zombie event. I think it's called Revelation. Um, they do like they'll have all these NPCs, people that are just stand like zombies and shit that are just like standing around and they have to walk slow or whatever, kind of thing. I don't know if they try to get to you or if you have to shoot them or what, but it's it seems really cool to do those kind of LARPing, you know, role play events.
We've done some zombie games at some of our local fields before, but nothing to the scale that they do it at. That
Right.
sounds just like so much fun. I would have fun in any scenario I'd be in. Just either slowly walking after some dude and just forcing him to hit me, or just some, or just raining down some hell on some other zombies. It just sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. Now, when you go to Bing, is it you said it's just like 1 day events,
Yeah, yeah. So they'll
open
have,
play or whatever?
I believe it's every Saturday and Sunday they have open play.
Yeah.
But I think there's one this weekend. They'll have ops, so it's just like a 1 day thing. You just go there. It's just one big game. Like they'll maybe break for lunch, but if you have to reload, just go off the field yourself. They'll have cards that you can collect from people that you killed.
Oh
They're
shit.
all right. I kind of enjoy the just open play more, but that's just how I like to play airsoft.
Yeah.
They'd be so much fun if you because there'll be a great turnout because there'll be like around 200 people there sometimes.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I was talking to somebody in the UK like 3 or 4 months ago, and this is the first time I heard uh, about one of their local fields. And as he's talking, he's like, "Yeah, we go to open play. It's like a Saturday. We'll have like 150, 200 people there." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, every Saturday." I'm like, "Holy shit!" Like these are open play days, like nothing special, no events, no ops, no nothing. And there's 150 to 200 people there at on Saturday, like every Saturday. And I was like, damn, that makes it a lot more fun when you show up to the field and there's so many people there. You can pretty much throw together whatever kind of scenario or game or whatever.
Oh, fuck yeah. Shit, what was I just about to say? It just escaped my mind. But oh yeah. So I think that's because they just have so little guns there. That's their outlet to go fuck around with some guns. That could
Yeah,
be it. I don't know. But that's pretty crazy.
yeah. We were talking about that too because how real steel is not like real steel over here, man. We all have guns. We used to go shooting a lot more before ammo prices got crazy. But yeah, I think that is a big thing. You know, do you know they? I just talked to this lady in Canada, and they're talking about banning airsoft again. Do you remember that a couple
Mm.
years ago they were talking about it, and then now it's come up again? I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
that bill
that,
like
dude.
C-21 or some bullshit like
Right?
that. It's just some old fucks trying to take away some rights. It's so I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
That's Canada. That's the reason why I'm at this country right here.
Well, I asked her towards the end of the podcast. I was like, so, because her and her team that she plays with, they're really serious about they like doing the continuous events, 18 to 40 hour continuous. And I said, well, do you guys have like a backup plan if they pass this bill and y'all are fucked? She's like, no. I said, move here. Move to America because yeah, it's I don't understand why some of these countries are. It's just the replica thing because I asked her, I was like, "Do you guys have paintball there?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, is paintball in this bill?" And she's like, "I don't think so. This is like anything that looks like a real gun."
I'm
It's
just
so
so
dumb.
grateful I'm here.
Hmm.
I'd be so upset. I mean, I could transition to paintball. It's all right. I have fun. But yeah, it's one of those things that we had. Do you know what a reball is?
What is it now?
Reball. It's R-E then ball.
Reball? No.
Yeah. So at this old like indoor soccer field that we had called goals, they would bring out a bunch of inflatables and then use these rubber. I forget what caliber paintballs are, but the same caliber as those. And then they would just pick them up off the ground, and it hurt a lot more because they are not gonna splatter, but
It
yeah,
would
it
shoot with
basically just
a
shooting
it
bouncy
would
balls at
shoot
each
in a
other.
paintball gun, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, just replace
Oh
paintballs with these rubber balls.
shit. Ooh man, that's gotta hurt.
It would. It was mainly open when we were all like 14, 15, so it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was a
god.
lot of fun. Unfortunately, they closed down, but
Oh shit. Oh, that's wild, dude. So you gear up just pretty much like paintball, wear a mask and shit, and then you shoot the rubber balls at each other.
hmm
Holy shit. Yeah,
and
that would hurt.
it'd almost never be fair teams because they'd have like the workers there who had full dye masks, the belt with like that can hold the
Oh,
pods versus the kids with like the Uzi looking shitty guns that you got to refill after every game.
oh shit,
But
dude! My first paintball game I ever played was a pickup game with some friends. Didn't have a paintball gun. I stopped on the way there to get one, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just get this cheap ass thing." It was a pump. I didn't even know. I didn't know anything about it. It was a pump. I had to pump it like it was only like this long. I had to pump it to load each round. That's how it fed the paint in the chamber. Pump, shoot, pump, shoot.
I I would get so pissed off doing that. I have one of those STF 12s right here,
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
and they're a little hard to cock back. Like I had to throw a grip on here just to be able to fucking do it
Right.
easier. But yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. I've given it to some buddies. Like we'll run pistol games every once in a blue moon, and
Yeah.
not everyone has a pistol, so I'll lend out a shotgun or something like that. And
Okay.
it's fun. Like, can you handle this? Like it
Right.
really doesn't even shoot that hard, but it's one of those 3-shot ones.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
we have a spring shotgun up here on the wall as well. Old, but it doesn't have the handle on it, so it is hard to pump.
oh, it's ridiculous. Like I'll feel my elbow straining. I can't be doing this. Like
Right.
the test I'll give people is, can you pump this 5 times fast? And
Oh
if they can
God.
do that, then they'll be fine.
Holy shit.
And even if they get like 4, then you'll probably be good. But yeah,
Right.
they could be hard as fuck.
No shit. Now, what's your hat say?
Oh, it says Team 217 AAA. That's kind of the team me and my buddies kind of made together. It just stands for 217. That's our area code. Then stands for Autistic Airsoft Association. But if a normal person asks, then we'll just be American Airsoft Association. But
Gotcha.
it's
Okay.
just a little thing. Like I think 3 of my buddies. We just the main ones that we go together with. I just got them some patches just for going out with me and
Oh,
hanging
that's
out.
cool. Where'd you get those at?
Amazon, believe it or not. That's
Oh, no
where
shit.
I get my custom patches. It's I just go plug in. I found this one with an American flag right here, so I thought
Yeah.
that was perfect because the spacing was a little weird, but I'm so happy with it.
Oh, that's cool. Of course, we've ordered, patches and stuff. Uh, I didn't even know Amazon that you could get them through there. Huh.
It
That's
took
wild.
about like a month and a half to get in, so that's
Yeah.
where you kind of
Well,
take
that's
the
where that's
bullet. But
what it took that long for ours, just on the regular.
and I know Brim said he works at a printing shop. I kind of work at a similar place. I work at a sign shop, so I'll
Oh,
probably be making my own stickers here pretty soon.
nice.
I could print my own posters. I could make my own flags. I could make a
Hell
whole lot
yeah.
of shit. So I'm ready to make some custom stuff.
Okay. Now, how did
Like
you get into the that kind of work?
my dad actually. So um, during when Corona hit, his job had to lay him off, unfortunately. So he's like,
Mm.
"Fuck it, I'll just start my own business." So I've been working with him since, and I've
Oh
had a
shit.
blast. It's so much fun.
Oh, that's wild. Now, what kind of work did he do before he started that?
So he worked at a insurance agency, but he did like marketing and stuff. So he
Yeah.
was already working with the sign companies, working with those pull up banners and all that
Right.
bullshit.
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. Good for him. That's
It's been
cool.
a
You're probably learning a lot. You know how to run the machines and everything?
f- I know how to run some of them, but
Yeah.
I mainly handle the orders, the walking customers. I make
Gotcha.
estimates, and then I'll help with some production. But I'm also the second hand in the installation, so we'll do a lot of that. We've been working out in this heat recently. It's not been
What do
fun.
you mean installation? Like putting up signs and
hmm
Oh, really?
So it could be anything from like those big light up signs like on the front of buildings. We'll do those to shit that like those construction signs like, oh, we're making this here, but they're just on some posts on some sandbags.
Yeah.
We have this big S-Pen printer. It can print up to like 60 inches wide, I think, and then
Yeah.
we just get these giant rolls of material, so we can go up to like 150 yards. So we make a lot of shit.
Shit. That is wild. I've never seen one of those bigger printers like that. So do they have giant ink? Is it just like a regular printer? They have giant ink containers or something that you have to refill?
It's a whole separate structure to put the
Holy
ink
shit.
in.
Yeah.
They're like they're bigger than 8.5 by 11. They're probably 2.5 inches thick, and you need two of them for each CMYK color.
Jesus.
It's
That's
it's
wild.
expensive and ridiculous, and but it can pull off some crazy shit.
Yeah. Huh. That's wild, dude. So you guys go out and you'll go put it up on the side of a building and shit, the signs?
Hmm. Hmm.
So you have
Yep.
like a scaffolding or just a bunch of ladders?
For some stuff we have just 20-foot ladders. We have
Okay.
10, 8, 6-foot ladder for all that stuff. But if it's something real high up there, we'll go rent a lift and then just do it
Oh,
ourselves. Like
gotcha.
we rented this 25-foot lift today just to go put up these two cabinet signs. It's where you'll see like those boxes that light up and you just slide the panel out. So we do a lot of those. So,
Huh.
but yeah, we've gone up to 50 feet before to put these channel letters on this 5, 6 story hotel. That shit was crazy. I stayed on the ground for that one. I,
You fucker.
I'll gladly try to throw you up whatever you drop, but I'm not a big fan of heights. And then when you're in there by yourself and that cart starts shaking,
Oh,
it's
hell yeah, it
I
does.
hate it. It's it
Yeah.
is not one of my favorite things to do.
So what are what's a channel letters or whatever?
Those are the individual light up letters that you'll see like at Target. They'll have like the giant
Oh, right.
Target and then
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
T, the A, the R, and etc.
Okay.
So we'll do those. Those can come in anywhere from like a foot to fucking like 3 feet tall letters.
Yeah.
That could be hard.
Oh shit, that's wild. Okay. Yeah, see people, a lot of people don't realize like you go to the store, you go to wherever, you just normal everyday life. If you don't work in that field, you would never know. Like most people would never think like how did that sign, this giant fucking all these letters get up on the top of this building, you know? Had to be installed up there, whatever.
It's probably
That's
just
wild.
a dude in a cart carrying that up for dear life and placing it into the anchors in the wall.
No shit. That's wild. Okay. So you're learning a lot
Hmm. Yeah,
doing
I'm
that.
learning a good amount working with tools. So we'll get big sheets of polycarb, acrylic, wood, and metal, and we'll have to cut those to size. So
Right.
it's fun learning to do that, learning to get good measurements, learning to fail mostly.
Yeah.
But but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
That's cool, man. There was one of the factories I worked at. This we had this young guy come in. He was probably early 20s, and he his uncle worked there, so that's kind of like so he knew about the place, but he didn't have any background in there. So we had to we made rolls of plastic. So it was called blown film. So so it's just like most plastic extrusion. So you have an extruder, which is like a Play-Doh. I call it a Play-Doh machine. So you got the little thing that comes through that the screw whatever that pushes all the mixed pellets or whatever melted pellets of plastic comes through and whatever's at the end is pretty much what determines what kind of process it is. So blown film, the extruder is normal setup, horizontal to the floor, and then the die that it comes out of is round and it sticks up. So it pushes the plastic up through, and it squirts out the die. Well, then it has this, and it's real thin. You set the thickness and all that, but it goes up 70 feet, so it makes a bubble. It's got this tube in the middle, so the die goes around, and it's all a full bubble basically, and and then it's got this tube in the middle that's an air tube. Well, anyway, it blows it up, so this thing is like this big around, and then it goes straight up. This is this bubble of plastic, melted plastic, and it goes straight up 70 feet into the rollers at the top that pull it, and then it runs back down to where it's getting rolled onto this thing. Well, we had to measure really accurately these cardboard cores, so that's like the center that it gets wrapped around.
Hmm.
And so this young guy comes in, and he would fuck up the measurements all the time. And so after like a week, we're like, bro, it's messed up again. So um, anyway, he's like, so he finally was just frustrated. He's like, I don't know how to read a tape measure. Like he didn't know how to read the little lines and shit on it. And we were like, we all look at each other like, oh, well, why didn't you say something the first day? He was like, well, I was embarrassed, and I was like, bro, it's okay. Well, here, let's show you. Like we just, but a lot of times, if you never work in these fields where you don't have to do that kind of stuff, like you're talking about getting good measurements and stuff. A lot of people really don't know how to read, what they don't know what a 32 and an eighth is, on a tape measure, you know. So it's you can learn a lot on some of these jobs. If this is like the first time you're doing this kind of stuff, it's cool to learn all that stuff.
It's especially interesting just to see where things come from. Like you said, like those plastic rolls, like we just get the roll, so we would just
Yeah,
get that. It's real interesting to learn how that stuff comes. Like
yeah,
vinyl, like it depends on different types. Like it, there's this one called calendar. It starts off as a ball, and then it gets pushed down and then flattened to millimeters thick, like maybe half. It's
yeah,
so thin, but yeah, it's crazy. It starts off as a ball, and like it's the lower quality vinyl because you stretch it out, it's eventually going to shrink back in. So the
huh,
corners will kind of start coming up. So
yeah,
it's real interesting. Me and my buddies recently, we like to kind of get together and you know partake in some activities, and then watch like how it's made.
yeah,
That's It's so interesting just to see how like a pencil to a stretch limousine to fucking bowling balls, how those are all made.
yep,
It's really just been fascinating me recently.
yeah. I love watching that show. When well, and then I've had probably 25 different jobs in the last 30 years after the military. So it's like a lot of them factory jobs and different kinds of factory work or whatever. So aluminum die casting to like I made engine parts, made uh, rubber O-rings, all kind of shit. Solo cups, you know, those little medicine cups, solo cups, plastic forks and spoons. You know, learn how all that shit is made. It's pretty simple. Uh, it's not easy running in the machines or whatever. Especially plastic. It that blown film, bro. You can
Hmm.
imagine if something happens up at the top. Guess where you're running?
Ruin, ruin.
You're running up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs. Holy shit!
70 feet. How tall is the warehouse then? Is that
Oh, it's fucking
it has to be
huge.
ground level?
Well, the warehouse, well, the building was all one, so it had a dividing wall between that and the production area and the warehouse, but it was all the same height. And so the top of the machine where you're standing on the catwalk, where the nip rollers are, the ceiling, the roof there is probably maybe 15 feet above you. So we're at the very top of the building on the inside. But I remember I worked there for 2 years. I was in a lot better shape at that point, and that got me into better shape than I was from running your ass up there. But I remember the next job I went to, uh, when I first, it was another plastics place, and that was where I was making solo cups. So I was thermoforming, which I had never ran those kind of machines, but I had experience in plastic. So I walked in for the interview, and we walk out on the production floor. And as soon as he walked through the doors, I remember he opened the doors, and I looked up. I was like, "Oh shit!" and I look down, all the machines are level with the floor. I'm like, fuck yes. No stairs. There's a couple stairs in the back for where the hoppers are that hold all the material that run through the extruder, but nothing like it was like 10 feet. Not the you're not running a marathon up the steps. Hell yeah,
What's the coolest shit you've ever gotten to make at one of those places?
man. Uh, I guess probably the aluminum die casting we made. The valve body. It's pretty much the brain of your transmission for your cars. So it's what tells it has a bunch of valves that open and close that the transmission fluid runs through. So for automatic transmissions, your valves will open and close, and that's pretty much what gear it shifts to or whatever. And so I made those. I guess that's kind of like as far as the process goes, it's very similar to some of the other stuff I ran that was, plastic. So injection molds are injection molds, whether it's, liquid aluminum or plastic. As far as, the basic setup is all the same. The process, that's all, there's a lot of variables that go into making this thing work just right or whatever. But yeah, that was probably the coolest thing. Like, oh, what do you make? But then again, especially down here in South Carolina, you tell somebody, yeah, I make solo cups. They're like, fuck yeah, let's go play beer pong. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Is that every house party? Like, yeah, I made that shit. Yeah,
For real.
I made that one.
Well, whenever we pull out, like, if we go somewhere or there's plastic spoons or forks or any kind of plasticware, I'll look on the back of it, like if it has the symbols for the company I worked with, or the cups. That was a different company, so I always look for that stuff. Like, oh, I wonder if I made this one. Like 2 years ago. I don't know. Hell yeah.
That'd be cool. You get like a fork at like I don't know some food place, and then just that was you. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
I
because it
like
has the it has the date and everything on there. It'll have the die number, and that's usually if you see a bunch of numbers on the back, which you probably know. You guys probably have some kind of identifying mark on some of your stuff somewhere, for your
so,
machines or
yeah on some of the stuff, but
where
it
it's
just
printed.
depends. Yeah, because
Yeah,
like if it's just like the face of something, we
right,
don't want to be assholes and just be like fast signs just right here or
right.
whatever.
Yeah, it'd be more of like they put on there like the die number. Well, so when you have, most places I worked will have like 18 to 25 machines in the plant,
Hmm.
all running the same kind of stuff. So you'll have, if there's a problem, they can go back. Like if there's defects in the parts, uh, they can go back and say, oh, it was made on this day on this machine or whatever. Or if they catch it early enough, where it gets in all these boxes, or whatever, they can say, oh, it's that machine. Hey, we got a problem here. We got something that's stuck in the mold or whatever. So you'll have a fork with only 3 prongs instead of 4. So because one of the pieces broke off, like stuck in the mold, so it's not getting filled in. But shit like that.
That's cool as hell. It's cool as it's always
Hell yeah.
interesting learning how shit is made. Like I said, just
Yeah, it
it's
is.
so cool. It's because we
Well,
really don't
aluminum
think
die
about it.
casting is way more. It runs more consistently than plastic. Plastic is really temperamental as far as how it runs, uh, with temperature, humidity, all kind of shit like that. And these places aren't temperature controlled. I mean, factories are just like hot as fuck. So
Whatever it is today.
I'm
What-
saying, well, you got, the extruders run like plastic's like 400, 450 degrees, unless you're running nylon. That shit's a lot higher temp, but it's, yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. I love learning all that stuff. Usually takes about 2 to 3 months of being there, especially where most of the factories are shorthanded, so you're running, you're working 6 and 7 days a week. So after a couple 3 months or whatever, you're like, fuck this place. I learned everything. I'm good. Like, this sucks being here every day. That kind of thing.
I've got the life skills. I'm ready to move on.
For real.
All right, if you had to be dropped anywhere in history with your current knowledge, where would you be a genius?
Ooh, shit. Uh, Man, I've always been attracted to like the Old West, like American Indians. So America before uh, the settlers came over from Europe. So I
Okay.
would run with the American Indians. I actually have American Indian blood in me. So my dad's mom is half Crow Indian, and so I don't know, man. Growing up, reading all these books and stuff, I was always really attracted to the American Indians, their way of life, like the balance, uh, you know, respecting nature and shit like that. Uh, yeah, it's pretty cool.
That'd be a great time to go to. Just shooting some arrows, hunting some shit,
Yeah.
hunting buffalo, and like I don't know where would
Now,
be
knowing what I
Pittsburgh.
know now, taking it back there, dropped in that period, I guess I would start getting them prepared to fight for their land. So, you know,
Be a whole different United States today.
it certainly would. Yeah.
Like you just do not take the blankets. I
Don't
promise you, just
no,
do not.
don't take them. Don't let these fuckers talk you into anything. Hell yeah.
Manhattan is worth way more than a basket of beads.
Yeah.
Teach them some trading skills. That's a great idea. You could
No
definitely alter
shit.
history like that.
Yeah, definitely. Now, how about you?
I don't know. I think it'd be fun to go like be a cowboy and like, 'cause how hard it would be to get away with any single crime in like the mid 1800s. It'd be easy as hell. You just don't leave
Right.
a lick of trace. There's no cameras. You could do it without a mask on.
Yeah. No fingerprint technology.
You could come on the floor. They'll never be able to trace it back to you.
No no DNA samples anywhere. Oh shit. Oh yeah.
But the question it kind of makes me realize I don't really know a whole lot of shit. I could tell I could be like a Steve Jobs. I could tell whoever the fuck to just oh yeah this is a phone. Make it figure
Yeah.
it out. Reverse engineer. I could do that. I could boss some guy around, but I don't know. I'd probably just have to go to like the early 2000s and run up on some Bitcoin or something like that.
No
Do
shit,
a
right?
smart decision.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would just keep the old way of life, living in the woods. And although I have to say that's not what I want today. When you have all these like life conveniences, it's well, you got, if you go out there and play, especially when you go to your first mill sim, like a 3-day mill sim, it's you realize really quickly how dependent we are on technology and creature comfort kind of things. It's and when you're out in the field, like just the simple thing of taking a shit, right? So it's 95 degrees out, 90% humidity, and you've got all this gear on, right? And your weapon, and now you got to go find somewhere to take a shit. Like there's nothing to sit on, so you got to squat. So you're taking all your gear off. If you're not strong enough, to just sit there and hold a squat pose for 2 minutes, and your legs start shaking, um, you just and then your pants stick to your legs because it's so fucking humid and you're sweating. Yeah, it's just a simple thing like that. We don't realize until we get out there in the sticks uh, how much we appreciate a toilet, a bathroom, a toilet to sit on, and fucking either wet wipes or toilet paper. Okay.
I'm at another level like that. So I have AirPod Pros and they have noise cancellation feature. So I will never hear the fan again while I'm taking a shit. It's just straight noise cancellation. play a video or something, it is
Nice.
not a problem anymore. I can't even do it without it. It's it's getting bad.
I saw this one of the guys that I've actually done a podcast with him, Van Alex Airsoft. He just posted a meme thing on his. I don't know if it was on his Airsoft one or it was a personal one, but it looked like a picture of somebody sitting in the bathroom stall, and so on the wall it had, or in the stall it had, somebody had wrote uh, something like, um, "Have you ever gone to the bathroom just to re-wipe?" It said, "Don't lie." And so it had yes and no, and it had all these tick marks for yes and like one no or something. It's pretty
There's
funny.
one liar.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's had to happen before, unfortunately. Sometimes you just can't get it all right in one go.
Hey man, that's they call in the jungle, or down here in the south we call it swamp ass.
Yeah, yeah. We get that here too. In
Hell yeah.
Illinois, we get every single type of weather. We get a hot
Yeah.
summer, we get a solidly cold winter. It's a nice mix of everything. We don't have gators, we don't have bears. It's a healthy mix, but it's
Yeah.
pretty boring state.
Well, I grew up in like Cleveland area, Cleveland, Ohio area, and it was very similar to what you guys get. Cold in the winter, and then hot and humid in the summer. Um, and same kind of, I think, same kind of ecosystem with uh, you know animals and shit like that. Garter snakes, and we had a couple water moccasins here and there, but nothing
Yeah.
real, crazy. No bobcats, no bears, no, you know, nothing really that's gonna kill you too much. And
Yeah, we our terrain is so flat, especially where I'm at. There's like no mountains to have
oh,
mountain
okay,
lions or stuff like that. But
yeah,
you go a little bit more south, especially like Carbondale area, then it gets real hilly. I used to go to school in Cape Girardeau, so it'd be fun just driving from just straight flat cornfields everywhere to actually some mountainous areas, or at least semi
right,
some hilly terrain. And it's very beautiful out there.
that's cool. Well, going back to like your wall behind you, you have a ton of patches on there. Where did you get them all?
So mostly e-bike, and then there's some personal ones, but I get a lot of swag packs just because usually I need like $10 more to get the free shipping. So I'm like, fuck it, why not?
Oh, I
So
gotcha.
I started to get a lot of patches, and then I'll be browsing e-bike occasionally. I'll see some are on sale while I'm making an order, so I'll throw some on there. I just really like patches. I like to have a good amount that I could interchange on my kit. My
Yeah,
my coolest ones are on my kit. I should have put those on the wall, but yeah, it's
that's cool.
I really like them. Like I said, I got the custom ones. I have a spoon for the back of my head, but
Nice,
I don't have Velcro on there anymore, so I put it on my chest, and I got another one up there. Then I got the custom patches right here. But other than that, I just kind of like to get stuff that I like. It's kind of the epitome of shit that I like. So we got a Tropic Thunder one. We got some
nice.
Marvel ones. We got some Star Wars ones. We got a Space Force patch. But yeah, it's just a
Okay,
culmination of everything I get, and I saw theirs was a cheap patch panel on Evike, so picked it up,
nice.
hanging up with some thumbtacks. I probably got to get another one soon. I only got a little bit
Yeah,
more
you're running
space
out of
left.
room. Have you seen videos on with C7 Viper?
Yeah, yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah, the whole fucking wall.
Dude,
That
that's a patch wall.
it's the patch wall for kings. That's what it is right there.
For real. Hell yeah.
I
What's that?
or go ahead.
Go ahead. What's that poster up there on the other wall?
This one right here.
Yeah,
So this is. All right, let's see if I can get a better
can't really.
angle for you. It's a it's a Juice World poster. He's kind of another rapper. Unfortunately, he's deceased. But yeah, I'm a pretty
Oh
big fan.
shit. Okay.
Then the other one's just Star Wars. Big Star
Nice.
Wars guy. I know that's
Okay.
going back to why I'd like to hang out with Alphonse. I know he's big into Star Wars, so I think that'd be
Yep.
fun just to shoot the shit about that.
Yeah, I could see him, using a lightsaber on the airsoft field, dressed in a scuba outfit with flippers.
Or running like a gas blowback, some bullshit. Or he should do something where he actually uses the scuba tank as like an HPA rig, because I know he has a pretty intricate tank system because he runs that LMG and
Yeah.
lays down fire.
No shit. Yeah,
Actually,
that'd be cool.
I did a short recently for May the 4th where I just had my dad shoot at me and I in vain I tried to block it with a lightsaber and
Oh
it,
shit.
it is a lot harder than it looks.
Hell yeah.
So I
That's on
think
your
I'll
channel?
yeah, it's from early May. I think it's the
Yeah.
second most
From
recent
the
short
May
that
the
I made.
4th be with you day or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Because I think the most recent video I have is a short that's just painting my GoPro, and then second to most recent short, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, pull it up. I want to see it. You know how to
Let's
share?
see.
Well, I'll teach you how to share your screen on Discord if you don't know how to do it. So just go ahead and pull up your, get it ready, and then once it's ready, then and you got it ready to go, then you share your screen. There's a button down right next to the camera button on Discord on the Discord call.
Hmm.
And it says share your screen. So once you're ready, do that. I want to see this thing.
It's short enough too. It's like 30 something seconds.
Hell yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I had so when Lance and I were talking, he was during that podcast. He was talking about these fish in the Missouri River or some shit.
Hmm.
Uh, what was it? The Asian carp. He's talking about they're jumping so fast and high out of the water. They're like hitting people in the head. I'm like, what the fuck? I'd never heard of this. I say, pull that shit up on the screen. So I had him pull it up. We watched a couple of videos. It was funny as shit, dude.
Yeah, I watched that whole podcast. Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. So, all right, I'm at full screen. You said, where's the button?
All right, so if you're moving your mouse around on the Discord call. Now I have my screen popped out. So if you look up the top right, there's an arrow, or top the bottom of the call. There's an arrow that says pop out, and then the focus at the top, I grid it, so I make it a grid so it's equal screens on both sides. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if you
see.
have to do that, but that's how I see the menu down at the bottom here. So you can end the call. There's the microphone button, and then next to the microphone, in between the camera and microphone, share your screen, and it should come up. And then you have to pick what screen to share, or which window or whatever.
How do I do that? I hit share.
Yep. Does it have a list?
Says you here, share your screen. There it goes. I see it.
It should have a list of, or show a list of which
Resolution.
which ones to share. There you go.
Let's go full screen.
Yep.
Spoonful.
Here we go. Oh shit. Oh, he's shooting fast, bro.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
shit.
set it to full auto.
Oh shit. Nice. Oh, that's funny, man.
All right, did I do it right?
Yep. That's it.
All right, there we
Good to
go.
go.
Now I'm back.
Yeah. That's cool.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
thank
that
you for teaching me how to do that.
hell yeah. What so you had the lightsaber, and then what was the outfit you were wearing?
So it was in May, so it's still cold enough I could bundle up a little bit. He was only like 20 feet away, so he was pretty
Yeah,
close. So I had this Chewbacca snuggie
that's
that
what
we
it looked
had,
like. Okay,
and I was wearing that backwards as my cape, and then I just had my helmet set up and everything, and then I just wear a sweatshirt and some pants.
nice.
I
I
put
thought
some
it looked like the Chewy thing.
I put some socks and I bundled them up in front of my crotch just in case, but it
Good
kept
idea.
slipping around, so it really didn't do much.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was talking with somebody a few months ago, and they said something about getting shot in the nuts, and I was like, man, when you go to these events, you need to wear like two or three pairs of underwear, bro. Okay.
Mm, I don't know. It sucks when it happens, but it's happened so rarely that I don't really think about it.
Yeah,
And
that's what he was saying.
it's always been bullshit too, like where I'm not really even playing. Because you got to think about it. If you're behind cover, the only thing you're really showing is like your arm, shoulder, and head at the most. So
Right.
that's where you take most of your shots. But the first time I was just refing, I was just standing out in the open, my bright ass red shirt, and I take a burst to the dick, and it took about a half second for it to register, but I was keeled over. It was one of those like where your nuts feel like right up here in your chest, and you
Oh
feel like you're gonna
God.
throw them up.
Uh huh.
And then the other time was just recently. I was just standing in our spawn, and it was this map where we were real close together, and it
Oh
was
man.
a pretty bad like aligning of the planets. Like it was the end of the day, so we're all tired. We just shit on the other team, so they're pissed. The
Right.
sun, it's setting. It's like 4 p.m. and like mid spring, so it's straight in our eyes. We can't see.
Oh
And then
shit.
just to top it all off, I just get shot in the dick while I'm just standing there doing nothing.
Oh my God. That's wild.
I don't like to yell too much there, but that's one of the few times where I'll get heated.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. Have you ever played at the field and had one of those of ragers or somebody freaking out, being a dickhead with Polar Star and shit?
Plenty. There's it doesn't happen too often, but since I've been going for around 8 years, I've seen so many man childs and just bitches and babies. Uh, I'm there to get shot. I don't know why other people are there if they're if they don't want to get
Right?
shot.
No
But
shit.
there'll be a good amount of tempers flaring when like cheating happens. Like
Yeah.
this most recent gameplay video I'm gonna put up soon. It was a pretty negative day, so I'm trying my best to spin it into a
Oh,
positive video.
gotcha.
But because I'm not a big fan of those like cheater videos and stuff, just not good for the hobby. So I'm trying
Yeah,
to make
dude.
it positive, but it's hard. Like there's a point where I yelled at some kid and like I'm looking back at it and I just completely missed him.
Oh shit.
That's
You're like,
one.
uh
Oh, I'm an asshole.
oh. Right?
That's one of the funny things is just getting to review footage, especially for like a bang bang play that happened. You just want
Yeah.
to see what actually happened, like who was out first, who yelled bang bang. Normally, I just give the other player the benefit of the doubt in those scenarios, but it's
Right.
pretty cool to see who's like actually right back in the end of the
No
day.
shit. Yeah, that's the good thing about, filming and editing your own stuff. You can see all that shit.
And there'll be times I've noticed like, did I just get hit right there? And I just had no fucking clue.
Yeah.
Like there was one time where I was just reloading and then like I look up, but as the camera's panning up, I slowed it down. I get shot in the chest and just have no clue.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah.
that's why I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt because there's so many shit like that could hit their plate carrier and if
Right.
they're shooting or something and they just have no clue. So that's why I like to give the players the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, man. Well, dude, it's been great meeting you and talking with you. I'm glad
Hell
we got
yeah.
to get on here.
Fuck yeah. I'm so glad to do this. This was so much fun. I'll love to do it again. Just hit me
Yeah.
up. Hit me up.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I've been wanting to do the group podcast, having like people you play with.
Hmm.
So maybe you, Brim, Lance, all on together, shit like that.
That'd be a lot of fun. Just shoot the
Yeah, those
shit.
are cool. Yeah, it's been great, man. I appreciate you being on. Where can people find you online?
So I only really have two main places. Just Spoon Airsoft, just all capitals, no just one space in between. And then on Instagram, it's spoon underscore airsoft. Not a
Gotcha.
second underscore. I had an original account with that, and I lost the password, so I
Oh
gotta
shit.
edit my intro and outro because they have the underscore in it still.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, nothing too hard. And
Now, how
then
did you come up?
go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, no.
How did you come up with a spoon?
So back at the old field, I always like to have just like fake dummy knives. Like at one point, I had a karambit, and then I lost all of them just playing, running around. And I
Right.
had this, I think it's from a MRE or some bullshit that I bought, and it came with a plastic spoon. So I just threw it in my plate carrier, and I was like, "This is
Oh,
my melee
nice.
weapon." And I got like 8 or 9 of them there. I haven't gotten any since. I'll have to go for one, but they just started calling me Spoon, and that's why I just got some name tags. I've had the
Oh
name tags for
shit.
years, and then it was just I was thinking of a channel name, and it was just perfect name.
That is awesome. Hell
How'd you
yeah.
come up with trifecta or so?
Johnny, JP, on our channel, he actually came up with it. Our original name was going to be SS Airsoft. We had no clue that there was an actual store and field called SS Airsoft in Georgia, not even far from us. But so we were like, oh, we got to figure out another name. So it was Johnny, Colt, and Chris, and and I was just doing the filming and editing. So that Johnny was like, "Oh, there's three of us, trifecta," and then we just like trifecta airsoft. That's pretty much. And actually, he drew the he came up with the logo. You know, the T with the triangle. The original one had a bunch of stuff in it, like some guns and a snake or something. I forget, a knife or something. Bunch of like badass. This is gonna be badass kind of thing. But we ended up just shortening, cleaning it up and making it easy to see with the triangle and T. And but yeah, that was all JP.
So do you guys design all your own stuff too? Then
Yeah. Hmm.
cool. It's cool. It's
Yeah.
good being able to do that. I
Oh yeah.
I made all my shit. I make all my thumbnails. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. I one of the so the intro. Well, I don't even use it as an intro anymore. The outro music, that little short whatever, with those three guys in the background. Well, no, that was our original one. I switched it to just the logo and the name, and then the like lava flame burning whatever background and shit. But that little music or whatever that's with it is was actually a song I found on like no copyright sounds or something like that. I think is a YouTube channel that you can use it's free to use their music and stuff for YouTube videos. And I think it was one of those. But anyway, I just shortened it down. I just clipped it and put it in the intro. I was like, "Hey, what do you guys think about this intro?" And they're like, "Okay, that's cool." That's I never changed it. So, hell yeah,
I probably should ask for more permission to use songs and shit. Like my intro and outro, they're just one is just a slowed down Uzi song, and then the other is just an unreleased Uzi song. So I'm not too concerned about that.
yeah.
And then the beats that I use in the gameplay is this one YouTuber who makes like free no copyright beats that are I like them, so I just throw them in there.
Which
And
one?
then
What is it?
it's called 47 Shots on YouTube.
I'll
Actually I
check
should
it
probably
out.
start putting them in my description.
Yeah, hell
And
yeah,
then just for like the dicking around moments or just mid game shit, I like to put Kevin McLeod shit, like the old Vanos gaming music and all that jazz.
yeah. That's cool. Hell yeah, brother. Well, I appreciate you, man.
Fuck yeah, just hit me up again. I'd love to do this again.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it again soon with Brim and anyone else that you play with at the field. One of your buddies or whatever.
Hell
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
The main people I can think of are like Ruby, uh, Burnt Patch, like Lance said, even
Yeah,
Cakes, One Shot, One Hit,
that's who I
podcast.
need to. Yeah, I need to get with Cakes. Yep.
He's a real cool dude. He's like Brim says, he's pretty articulate. But yeah, and my video Airsoft mini games, we did this TTT game, and I was the detective. And he just straight up came to me. He's like, "I'm gonna be your bodyguard. If I turn around, look at you, just put a shot in my back." So if you want to check him out through there, just kind of get a good, you know,
Okay.
sense of him mid game. I'd recommend
Hell
that.
yeah.
Other than that, yeah, go check out his podcast. They're pretty good.
Awesome, man.
He'll do them like on site too, so you'll just see him and
Oh, that's
Scott
cool.
setting up a fucking gazebo in the middle of a parking lot, and then you'll just see him recording. And he has a drone
Hell
too,
yeah.
so he gets all those cool drone shots. So,
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
definitely check him out. Definitely check out Goldie's Room, Ruby, and then
Oh yeah, I know
Burnt
Ruby.
Patch. Trying to think of some other guys.
Yeah, the burnt
Dougie, he's
patch
a
one.
good player.
Okay.
He mainly posts on TikTok, but yeah, he's with Burnt Patch. They kind of have this team active threat. That's who they all play with. So
Oh
you could
shit.
maybe get a couple of those guys on too. They're pretty cool. So yeah,
Okay.
that's just who I'd recommend.
Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. Like I
Yeah.
said, just hit me up.
Hell yeah. Have a good night, bro.
Thanks. You too.